Good morning, everyone. Today is the day we process our meat birds. Now, I'm not gonna feed them. I'm just gonna move them on some fresh grass, get them out of their manure. All right, ladies, ready to move? Today's the day. Good morning. Good morning, birdies. All right, let's get your feeder. We got our plucker set up. We got our scalder going. That is at 100 degrees so far and climbing. We got our tables in position, hoses. If you're a beginner, you want to get the hoses they use for RV. Definitely get these. It's for potable water. Do not get your average hose. We got our kill cone set up with water in the buckets. I think we're good to go. I just need to go get ice and that is it. We got our knives ready. My mentor, he's bringing his knives. We only use this brand, Victorinox. So we got 2 Victorinox shears and 4 Victorinox knives. And then the most important tool is our evisceration tool. That's a must-have to get your lungs out. Most important, hand sanitizer, Band-Aids, hydrogen peroxide, Lysol wipes, paper towels, and these awesome gloves right here. They got grip. They're perfect for taking the guts out of the chicken and handling the chicken when we're processing them. We just got 15 more degrees to go. Nope, 14 degrees. They got some weight to them.
That's because it's all right here. Do you see that?
Some big breasts.
All right, so
we got our shears right here for the legs.
what are you going to pick up? Start right here on this table. Whoever's on this end gets the birds. What I've learned is, if possible, I will open this up. And this is all on this side. Now, once you guys get, in other words, whoever's killing typically gets ahead of the 2 people that are, or the 1 or 2 people that are starting this end.
Right.
So if you do, my goal, or that person's goal that's on this side, is to give you birds that have no feet, that have no crop, and no neck.
Okay, right now I am removing the lungs with the evisceration tool. The key to this tool is to scrape very lightly. If you try to go too hard, it'll break up. But if you scrape lightly, you'll get the entire lung in its entirety. See there? And there's minimal cleanup at the end.
Alright, so we do this at 145 degrees, 2 birds at one time. We do it for 1 minute and 10 seconds. Then after that, they will come over here to the plucker. And when they are in the plucker, you do about 1 minute to 1.5 minutes. It's all visual. You want to make sure all, if not the majority of feathers are off the chicken, but you don't want your chickens to be in there too long to where it'll start bruising the meat. But we got a good plucker. It takes the feathers right off in probably about 1 minute. What do you think, Mar? About a minute?
About a minute. Mm-hmm.
Now when you take your chickens out of the scalder, you don't have to cut the feet off yet. You can stick them straight into the plucker. Let the plucker remove the skin, and then you can cut your feet off. Let the plucker do the work for you. And while they're in the plucker, you want to keep water on them. So to cut your feet, there's a joint right here. You can bend the leg like that. Right in between. Done. Same with here. Got your joint in the middle. Done. If you're cutting through bone, you're not hitting the joint. What are you doing?
I am going into the body cavity for the first time. You try to get the hole as small as possible to save that skin.
To protect the breast.
Yes, and then you want to just kind of feel your way with your hand around that inside cavity and break off those. You can feel the ligaments in there, kind of holding it to the bird. And if you do a good job, you should be able to grab and get everything out with one pull.
Now we're not saving any gizzards or anything like that this go around.
No, I missed a couple, but... Alright, once your cavity is clean except for your lungs, you're going to go in and just lightly scrape. And when you do that light scrape, you can pull those lungs out in entirety.
Good job. Look at that.
There you go. You just kind of want to make sure you got everything clean in there.
And there's not a lot of blood on the table. I've seen others is blood everywhere on the tables. We bleed our birds out.
There you go. That body cavity is clean.
Awesome.
And we're just going to rinse everything again. Rinsing is your best friend. It keeps stuff clean.
So what do you girls think so far? You see how big those chickens are?
Yeah.
They're big. I think we're going to have some 6.4, 6.5 pounders.
So this is going to be about a minute and 10 seconds. 2 birds being scalded simultaneously. Move them around a little bit as you go through. Try to make sure that they stay submerged. All parts of the bird need to stay submerged. A good scald is the actual beginning of the rest of the process. So if it's good, everything else typically goes well too.
This is how I keep everything intact when doing the back end. You want to be very light just to get through that skin. You want to be holding it. You just want to get through that skin there and a little bit of fat. Come down each side very lightly. And across the top. You'll notice when I do that, that tube is staying completely intact. You have to go around it a few times, that's okay.
Yeah, you're a lot better
Okay.
at that than I am.
Then you're just going to want to come down this way a little bit just to open it up as small as you can. I've got a little bit smaller hands than the guys do, but open it up. And then when you go in and you remove everything, that whole tube will come out completely intact. See that tube coming out here? It's coming out completely intact, and then pull. Everything stayed completely intact with that, so nothing got busted in the cavity of the bird.
Good job. Mark, how long have you been processing chickens?
Oh, what is this? Year 4? 4th year? I think,
Fourth
yeah.
year?
4th year, yeah.
And you run a farmer's market?
We do. Yeah, we run the West End Farmers Market at the corner of Gayton and Ridgefield in Richmond. We do, yes. We are half owners of that market, us and another farm, a local farm named Liberty Tree Farm. And chicken is one of our One of our top sellers for sure.
And you do honeybees as well.
Do honeybees, do pigs for, you know, sell pigs in terms of for cuts. I don't do a whole lot with holes and halves just because there's just don't have enough pigs. At this point, kind of barely raise enough just for cuts. But yeah, do honeybees, got lots of hives and lots of good local honey too. Up as it does to cut this bird up.
Right.
But there's going to be another
more money in that
10
one.
bucks more on this bird versus this bird.
Right.
And it took me the same amount of time, you know, so. But you are, I mean, and and timing of the year matters. As you get around close to Thanksgiving, some people want to do a big chicken versus turkey.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that.
And so we sell all the big birds at Thanksgiving like that because some people don't want to do a turkey. But look at her at that. That's the next best thing right there. It's not better. All right, so we're going to go ahead and straw in, push two. Anything that you put on the outside of the bag, don't get too panicky because that water over there is hot enough to kill anything that's going to be on it.
Right.
All right. God Lord, that's heavy.
6.7. Wow, that's a big bird. Look at the breasts.
Well, Scott, we got an empty chicken tractor. Make sure we didn't miss one like we did in the cooler earlier.
Yeah, we did miss one, but the water was still cold. Jen took care of it. Jen has actually mastered gutting out the chicken. She can do one in probably less than a minute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We did 26 birds today, and in all it took roughly 3.5 hours. It would have taken less, but we ran into a temperature issue with the pot to shrink the bags.
The packaging part.
Yeah. So it probably would have taken 3 hours, and it was just myself, Jen, and our mentor, Mark. So thanks, Mark, for helping out.
Thank you, Mark.
Yes. So what a day. We knocked it out of the park today. This was my 4th time processing birds. This is Jen's 2nd time, and of course Mark has been doing it for years.
Great day.
Yeah.
Great day.
Yep. Our packaging looked pristine. There was no wrinkled skin in the packaging. There was no exposed breast. We left enough skin to cover the breast, which come next season we're going to start selling, and that's very important. Presentation has to be spot on.
But most importantly from all of this is that it is so important to know where your food is coming from.
Yes.
It makes me so proud to be able to make dinner for our family and know that that meat that I've put on the table is something that we know everything about that bird that's on the table. We know what it was fed, we know the timelines, everything. We know everything was done organically, non-GMO feed. We know what we're putting in our family's bodies.
Yep. I document everything in my journal as far as how much feed they get, weights, all the way up to processing. We document everything.
Everything. Well, thanks everybody for watching. We hope you learned something from watching this vlog today. It's an important one for us. It's an important one that we feel people need to know. So thanks for watching so much, and have a good night.
Yep. And thanks for watching. Have a good day or a good night. And stay safe, and God bless.
Bye.
See you guys next time.